Hey guys, I hope you're all well today. We will continue our story called The Son of Goku is the New Demon King. Son of Goku finally was born, and great chaos will ensue. Kaido, the son of Goku, with Angel Vados, will go to his first day at school next to his little sister called Kiara. Yes, the youngest daughter of Goku with Chi-Chi was also born, and you will see all that now. But first, I'm going to ask you to leave a lot of likes and comment if you want the continuation of the story. With all that done, grab your popcorn and your soda, and let's get to this amazing story. In the 7th universe. A few more days had passed after the birth of the youngest daughter of the Saiyan Son Goku, and this girl was called Son Kira. And, like her half-brother Son Kaido, both had great power in addition to having a similar appearance, apart from the Fado. Kaido had a pair of black wings, but he had to train to keep his wings because for humans, that would be frowned upon. After all, humans tend to criticize before knowing others. With a few more days of training, Son Kaido managed to hide his wings, and with that Chi-Chi had the idea of putting Kaido in a school, which would be the same school where his granddaughter Pan would be studying, and with the help of her best friend Bulma, Kaido would study in the same room as Pan. And with the girl, they could help her uncle adapt to school and learn how humans act. At Goku's family residence. Currently at Goku's family residence, it was possible to see Chi-Chi helping Kaido with his school uniform, and the white-haired Saiyan did not understand why he had to go to a place full of human children if he's not even a human. Kaido spoke. "Why do I have to go to this place called school? I'm not even human like these guys," asked the Saiyan while looking at Chi-Chi, who was finishing putting the school uniform on Kaido. Chi-Chi said, "Because you are still a child, and like any child you should go to school, and there you will be able to make friends. And besides that, you will learn many things that you can find boring. But it will be important, and in the future you will thank me," said the woman with black hair, finishing adjusting the uniform of the red-eyed albino. Chi-Chi said, "But I won't make you go to school. Look at your father. He never went to school. If you want to be like him, you don't have to go to school," said the woman, referring to her husband who was taking care of their new daughter Kiara. Kaido spoke. "Going to school doesn't seem like a bad idea right now. Do I go alone, or do I have to wait for that girl named Pan?" said the red-eyed albino while looking at his father, Son Goku, something that made Chi-Chi give a short laugh. Chi-Chi said, "Well then, Pan will take you to school, and don't call her that girl. She is your niece, so you must take care of her and obey her while you're at school," Chi-Chi said while looking at Kaido. And after a few seconds, the door closed being opened was Pan, who had her backpack on her back and wearing the uniform of the school where they were going to study. Pan said, "Good morning, Grandpa and Grandpa. Uncle Kaido, we have to go soon, otherwise we'll be late. And as it's your first day of school, you should arrive early," said the girl approaching Kaido, who had a neutral expression. Kaido spoke. "That's right. Bye, Mom and old man," said the red-eyed albino, saying goodbye to his family, and soon leaving flying with Pan, and Kaido was using his wings to fly. Not because he had to, but because he liked the feel of the wind in his wings. It didn't take long for the two children to arrive at school, where many noticed the color of Kaido's hair and eyes because white hair and red eyes drew a lot of attention. Soon the two Saiyans arrived at the classroom where Kaido had to introduce himself, and then he sat next to Pan and paid attention to the class. But beyond her, he also managed to hear some students talking about him and the color of his hair and eyes, something he learned to ignore such comments on Chi-Chi's orders. After the end of the class, Kaido stayed in his place reading the books he would have to use throughout the year. But soon his peace ended when some boys approached him and knocked on his desk to get his attention. Kaido said, "Do you need anything, or did you just knock my table because you thought it would be fun?" said the boy in a neutral tone, still reading his book without worrying about the boys beside him. Boy 1 said, "Yes, we need you to leave my place," said the leader of the group of children to the albino, who found that a bit childish even for a child. Kaido said, "I don't remember seeing your name written on the chair, and when I arrived there was no one there. So if possible, could you stop disturbing me, because I'm trying to understand the content of this book," said the white-haired Saiyan to the human children, who were irritated by his neutral tone. Boy 1 said, "Well, don't complain, because you are the one who pissed me off, and you deserve it," said the boy before trying to punch Kaido. Kaido, seeing the punch coming toward him, didn't react, because for him, the boy was so slow that it wasn't worth dodging the punch. So he received the boy's punch in the face, but Kaido didn't even react. But the boy who had punched him started complaining about the pain in his fist, because for him, punching Kaido was the same thing as punching a concrete slab. Boy 2 and 3 said, "Boss, now you bastard," said both boys, already going up to Kaido, but this time the Saiyan just took 2 balls of paper that were on his table and threw them at the 2 boys, who ended up fainting due to the force at which they were hit, leaving everyone in the classroom impressed, and those who had spoken ill of him were afraid. Boy 1 spoke, Who do you think you are to hit me and my friends? I'm going to tell my big brother everything, and he's going to come and beat you up. Wait and see, said the boy, soon picking up his two friends and leaving the place. Kaido thought, is that what just happened? The kind of bully who tried to intimidate the newbie? But the rookie ends up beating him, and then he comes back with the group to beat up the rookie. It's similar to the scenes I saw in the series with Mom. Well, whatever. They'll never be able to hurt me, thought the albino, soon returning to focus on his books. Hours later. A few hours had passed, and together with them, the classes had ended, and now Pan and Kaido were leaving school, and they would go to their houses. It didn't take long for both of them to arrive at Pan's house, and soon Kaido separated from her and went to his house. But first he would have to solve the problems with certain people who had been following him for a long time. Kaido said, "Look, I don't like to be followed, so come here so I can finish you off at once," said the calm boy as he turned around and looked at the boys he had defeated earlier along with other older boys. Older boy said, "You must be the boy who hit my little brother and his friends earlier, and not only that, you also on your first day of school accompanied his future girlfriend to her house. You brat, today me and my friends will have to teach you good manners. I hope you don't scream for help." "Haha," said the older boy while snapping his fingers and having a few laughs with his friends. Kaido said, "Sorry, I'm not the one who needs to ask for help. You're going to need help," said the Saiyan in a neutral tone that soon became a bit demonic. Even more so when he gave a small sadistic smile, and an aura reddish light began to emanate from him. On Universe 7's God of Destruction planet. Currently on the planet of the God of Destruction, it was possible to see Beerus taking a vitamin, and next to him was Whis, who was eating some instant noodles, and it didn't take long for Beerus to speak because he realized that his angel was strange since the day son Kaido was born. Beerus said, "What's up, Whis? You had that worried look on your face for a few months now." "What is worrying you so much?" spoke the God of Destruction to his master and friend, but he already knew the reason and just needed a confirmation. Whis said, "I'm worried about my nephew, son Kaido. I don't care about his well-being, but what he can and will do in the future. He has a power that must surpass that of all the gods of destruction, and if you doubt the angels too," said the angel to his god of undoing. Beerus said, "So I'm not the only one who thinks this way," said the god of destruction, attracting the attention of his angel. Whis said, "I don't understand." "What do you mean by that, Mr. Beerus?" he asked the angel to his god of destruction. Beerus said, "The day they announced that Vados and Goku would have a child, I felt that something was going to happen, and after his birth I was sure. That boy is not normal, and he will bring a lot of problems to us in the future," said the God of Destruction with a serious look. Returning to planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, in a further location, it was possible to see several bodies of young people dead on the ground that was full of blood, and among them was Kaido, standing holding the boy who had bothered him earlier, and the Saiyan was holding the boy by the neck. The boy said, "Please, don't kill me. I swear I'll never bother you again." The boy implored the Saiyan, who just smiled. Kaido said, "Sorry, but I don't like to be bothered, and I can't leave you alive. I don't like leaving loose ends. Now die," said the Saiyan, creating a key sphere in his hand and pointing to the boy's head, who would try to scream, but at the same time, everything ended up being exploded by Kaido's key attack. Kaido said, "It's a good thing I used a key barrier around my clothes. Otherwise, Mama Chi-Chi would want to know why she's full of blood, and would be annoyed with me. Well, let's go home. I'm hungry, and I want to see my little sister," said the Saiyan, giving a small smile and then releasing his black wings, and leaving the place where he had been eliminating those young people without the slightest mercy or empathy. In the 7th universe. A few days had passed since the day that Kaido had eliminated the boys that had irritated him, and currently more precisely in Son Goku's house. It was possible to see the Saiyan in his active superior instinct form training with his son Kaido. He was trying to land a blow on Goku, who dodged or parried Kaido's blows. Goku said, "Kaido, when facing an opponent stronger than you, don't try to dispute your strength against his. Try to use his strength against himself, and if he's faster than you, then be smarter and create a plan to corner him. And when you do that, you attack him," said the oldest Saiyan, dodging his son's blows, and in the end knocking him to the ground. Kaido spoke. "I already know that," said the little Saiyan in a higher tone, showing that he was irritated. Goku said, "If you already know about these things, then why do you still make the same mistakes?" asked the oldest Saiyan to his son. Kaido said, "That way it's easier for you to let your guard down so I can do this," said the boy, getting up and advancing towards his father, hitting him with a punch on the side of Goku's face. Goku said, Ay, that punch hurt, you know," said the Saiyan while smoothing the place where he had taken the punch from Kaido, who was now smiling. Kaido spoke, First rule of combat, never let your guard down against your opponent, because he might end up attacking you when you least expect it. That was one of the first things you taught me, but you always let your guard down when you fight me, so I'm not the only one who makes mistakes, said the little Saiyan to his father, who just sighed. After all, his son was right. Goku thought, Kaido is more like Chi-Chi every day. Should I worry about that? No, I don't think so. But I think it bothers Vadus, as she told me that Kaido was very anxious to go back to the 7th universe to see Kiara and Chi-Chi. I was a little sad when he said that he only came back to see them, but what to do, thought the oldest Saiyan as he looked at his son and at his wife, who was arriving at the scene. Kaido said, Hi Mom, said the boy, approaching his human mother and hugging her legs. Chi-Chi said, Hi my son, I came here to invite you two to eat together. I hope today's training has been profitable, said the woman while gently caressing the hair of her son from another mother. Goku said, Today's training was profitable. Kaido ended up making me let my guard down, and when I least expected it, Kaido punched me. A very strong punch for someone his age, said the older Saiyan as he approached his wife and kissed her. Chi-Chi said, Congratulations, son. I know that hitting your father is a very difficult task, even more so when he looks like that, said the woman while congratulating the youngest Saiyan and giving his youngest daughter to Goku, who had already returned to his base form. Kaido said, You are incredible because no matter what form the old man is using, you always manage to accept him, said the little Saiyan while looking at Chi-Chi, who ended up laughing slightly at the statement. Chi-Chi said, Maybe I'm your father's weakness, and that must be why he never managed to dodge my attacks, said the woman while laughing a little, which was accompanied by the rest of the family. It didn't take long for the daughter to get home, and soon everyone started eating. Goku and Kaido ate a lot, something quite normal for Saiyans, but what left the two Saiyans most impressed was the fact that Kiara ate more than the two, even though she's still a baby. After the whole family finished lunch, Goku went to take care of Kiara, while Chi-Chi went to wash the dishes. Kaido went to set the table, and after everyone finished their chores, they stayed in the living room and started watching television, until the news ended up on the television. It was something that attracted the attention of the entire family, especially Chi-Chi. A journalist spoke on television, Good morning, my dear viewers. Today I came to report on a case of some students who had disappeared a few days ago. Some students from a school nearby went to class, but never returned to their homes. Some had said that they had fled, and others had said that they were just making fun, but the reality is different, said the reporter, getting a sadder face at the end. A journalist spoke on television. The police officers who were on the case were not finding any clues, until one of the policemen ended up finding much more than a clue. He managed to find the young people, but they were already dead, said the journalist as he approached the said policeman who found the bodies of the young people. The journalist spoke on television. We are all here with the policeman Krillin, who was responsible for finding the young people. Master Krillin, could you tell us what you saw when you arrived at the place, said the journalist, putting the microphone closer to Krillin so he could speak. Krillin spoke on television. When I arrived at the scene, I saw that all the young people were dead and that they had been killed in a brutal way. One of them did not have a head, and unfortunately, all of them were dead when I arrived at the scene. The policeman spoke with a sad look as he looked at the cameraman. Krillin spoke on television. This is all I can tell you so far. We are investigating to try to find the culprit of this crime. Until then, the school where they studied will be closed until the end of the investigations. That's all. Now I need to go, said the policeman, leaving near the journalist and going close to the other policeman. The journalist spoke on television. Well, as stated by the police officer, Krillin, they still don't have any clues about who the murderer was or what was his motivation for carrying out such a crime. For all parents who have their children studying at this school, it will be closed, and there will be no classes during the investigation. When new information is released, we will tell you. Have a good day, said the journalist, ending the article about the death of young students. Returning to Son Goku's family home, it was possible to see that everyone was in shock. After all, that was the same school where Kaido and Pan studied, and seeing that scene left Chi-Chi worried about her granddaughter Pan and her son from another mother, Kaido. Goku said, Isn't this the school where Kaido and Pan are studying? Asked the Saiyan while looking at his wife. Kaido said, Yes, this is the school I'm currently studying in. Well, on the bright side, I won't have classes for a while, said the boy without showing any emotions, as if he didn't care about their deaths. And in reality, Kaido didn't care. After all, he was the one who killed them. Chi-Chi spoke, Don't talk like that, Kaido. They were your colleagues. Even if you don't know or don't like them, you must at least feel sad about it, said the woman while looking at the little Saiyan. Kaido said, Well, leaving that aside, I have to go to Pan's house to do a job they sent us to do yesterday. Even if it's going to take a while for classes to start again, I want to finish it soon. So I'm going to my brother Gohan's, said the little Saiyan, taking his small backpack and flying to his older brother's house. Hours had already passed and Kaido had finished doing his work with Pan. Now Kaido was flying to her house when he suddenly heard the voice of a certain god of destruction. Beerus said, "Stand there, son Kaido. I need to talk to you now," said the god of destruction, looking seriously at the son of Son Goku and Vadus. Kaido spoke. "What do you want to talk to me about, Beerus? I have to go home soon, because my mother is waiting for me and I'm hungry. So please be brief," said the little Saiyan, turning around and facing the god of destruction. Beerus spoke. "I know that you were responsible for the death of those young humans who studied at the same school as you. Why did you do that? What motivated you to kill them?" said the god of destruction with a serious expression on his face. Kaido spoke. "They pissed me off. A bunch of weak humans who don't even know their place in the universe, raising their voices and acting with authority with someone like me, son of an angel with the strongest mortal in the 7th universe. Because I am beyond human understanding, they should act like them? I'm not a human and never will be," said the white-haired Saiyan, serious to Beerus. Beerus said, "Then I'll have to talk to your parents about this. I wonder how Goku's wife, the woman you call mother, will react to your actions," said the god of destruction, who started flying towards the house from Goku. Kaido said, "You won't say anything to her," said the Saiyan, flying at high speed towards Beerus. And use his speed, Kaido pushes Beerus, causing him to be thrown against a mountain. Beerus crossed it and landed on the ground without a single scratch. Beerus, after landing on the ground, went to the side, dodging a blow from Kaido. Then Beerus tried to knee in Kaido's abdomen, who managed to hold the knee. Then the Saiyan managed to punch Beerus in the chin, who stayed slightly shaken. Kaido, taking advantage of Beerus being slightly stunned, tried to kick him, but Beerus held his leg and, using his strength, started hitting the Saiyan, who because of the several blows ended up passing out. Beerus said, "This kid is dangerous. Kaido is strong at that level now, and he hasn't even learned how to use his powers properly yet. His hidden power will surpass that of all the gods of destruction, and even the angels. Maybe he will become as strong as the High Priest, or even stronger than him," said the god of destruction, while holding his own chin, feeling the pain of the blow he had taken. Now in the world of demons. Currently in the world of demons, more precisely on top of a mountain, it was possible to see Towa sitting under a tree reading a book about demons. Towa was looking for a way to become stronger so as not to be a burden to the king of the demons, and prove that she would not only be useful to conquer the future king of the demons, but unfortunately her peace ended when Mikio appeared at the scene, and seeing the demon out of the corner of her eyes, Towa just sighed and looked at Mikio. Towa said, "What do you want with me, Mikio? Because if you're here, it means something important, and I can't imagine you coming to see me just to enjoy my company. So what do you want to talk to me about?" asked the woman to the demon, who just gave a short laugh while he looked at her. Mikio spoke. "You're right, Towa. I didn't come to see you just to enjoy your company. Today I came to warn you that your future husband is coming to our side naturally, not to the side of the demons themselves. But he has already shown himself to be ruthless and cruel," said the demon while looking at the woman, who was now curious about why Mikio said that. Towa said, "I don't understand." "You mean that his nature has already shown that he will become someone evil? So will it be easier to bring him to our side, so that we can finally free the demons, so that we can dominate all the universes?" asked the woman, now paying more attention to Mikio. Mikio spoke, "Yes, his Saiyan nature already makes him more prone to the side of evil. Only there is one thing: he is different from all Saiyans and angels, and that makes him unique. But everyone around him thinks he is strange when they see him, especially when he has his wings, and because of that he constantly leaves them hidden, and it annoys him a lot. Imagine, Towa, someone with as much potential as he, being despised by others just because he is different. That would cause a revolt in him and leave him vulnerable, but not for an attack, but manipulation," said the demon to the woman, who upon hearing everything that was asked, what was Mikio's point with all that? Towa said, "Where are we going with this, Mikio?" asked the woman to the demon, who just smiled. Mikio said, "Someone who's always looked down upon for who he is wants nothing more than someone who believes in him and likes who he really is. So Towa, it's time to start contributing to our plan to bring Son Kaido into the world, our side. I will use one of my techniques to materialize you in the human world for a short period of time, and in that time you will use your charm to make the boy like you. And over time, we will make him even more evil, until Son Kaido believes that he is a superior being and that all inferiors should kneel before him. And when that happens, Son Kaido will be ready to come to the demon world, said the demon, revealing his plan to Toa, who placed one of his hands on his chin, analyzing the demon's plan that could work out more than he imagined. Toa spoke. So you want me to go to the human world to confront this Saiyan, and that way make him trust me, and in time make Son Kaido fall in love with me, so I can make him more evil and bring him to the side of the demons? The woman spoke to the demon, waiting for confirmation of her words, because that was what she had understood about the plan. Mikio said, "That's right, Toa, but before you go I want to show you a little more about your future husband and king," said the demon, taking a small red sphere and throwing it on the ground. The sphere, at the moment it hit the ground, exploded, making a red smoke come out of it. And the smoke, some images began to appear, and soon it was possible to see several images showing Son Kaido killing the children of his school as they were nothing more than ants. And Toa himself, not wanting to believe it or admit it, she ended up enjoying seeing that cold expression on her future husband and king's face. Mikio said, "It seems that even if we don't interfere, your husband already has murderous desires, and is more likely to become evil. Now that you're aware of our plan, I'll let you get ready, because I have to talk to King Michikabura," said the demon, flying away from the place, leaving only Toa with his thoughts. Toa said, "Son Kaido is strong, even with a short lifespan. He's very strong. The way Son Kaido acted, killing those boys without the slightest pity or empathy, reminded me of Master Michikabura, and I have to admit that Son Kaido was very handsome that way. What am I thinking? Son Kaido is just a means I have to become the queen of all demons, and in the future the queen of all universes. And because of that I have to train myself not to be a burden to Son Kaido. No, I will not be a burden to demons," thought the woman, getting lost in her own thoughts, ignoring all that had to do with Kaido. Then Toa left the place, going somewhere to train. But something that Toa didn't notice and Mikio ignored was the presence of Mira in that place, who was hidden, listening to the whole conversation and seeing Son Kaido's evolution in a short space of time, made the demon very jealous of Son Kaido, and even more anger for being evolving at such a slow pace compared to him. Mira thought, "Even though I'm training intensely every day, this boy is becoming stronger than me in a short time. My entire training seems like it means nothing compared to this boy's extreme evolution. But I can't stop now. I can't allow Son Kaido to become Toa's husband, and much less the new Demon King. So I'll have to swallow my pride this time and ask that guy for help," thought the demon while he looked at his fist and squeezed it hard and then punched a tree beside him, which ended up falling because it had been broken by Mira's attack, who soon after left the place without realizing that someone was watching him in the shadows. Mikio thought, "Mira, you're going blind because of your envy, and that will make you lose control at some point. But I need something to encourage that boy to become stronger. So get stronger, Mira, because you will be a key piece to make Son Kaido become stronger. For that I will have to train Mira myself. But of course, I will make him feel more and more envious of Kaido," thought the demon while watching Mira leaving that place. Mikio then left that place and went to meet Michikabura. Now in the Palace of the Demons. Currently in the Palace of Demons, more precisely in the throne room, it was possible to see Michikabura sitting on his throne, watching a golden sphere that showed everything in his kingdom, until his attention was stolen when he heard the gate of the throne room being opened by Mikio. Michikabura said, "Mikio, what do you want to talk to me about?" asked the King of Demons to his best friend. Mikio said, "I came to talk about my plan. In short, about the part where we will use the Mira," said the demon to his king, who stopped looking at the golden sphere and began to pay attention to Mikio's words. Michikabura spoke. "How do you intend to use Mira in your plan to make Son Kaido come to the side of the demons?" asked the King of Demons to his longtime friend. Mikio said, "I will not use it to bring Son Kaido to our Majesty's side. In fact, I intend to use it to make Son Kaido even stronger," said the demon while looking at his Majesty, who was curious about that. Michikabura said, "And how are you going to do that, Mikio? How will Son Kaido become stronger?" asked the King of Demons. Mikio said, "Simple, Your Majesty. I will train Mira until he becomes able to defeat Kaido. Then I will make Mira defeat Kaido, forcing him to become stronger. But that's not all. In order to make Son Kaido more powerful than anything, he will need a great reason to dedicate all his time and effort to that," said the demon while looking at the king, who was very interested in that. After all, he even had a thought about what would be the reason. Michikabura said, "A motivation that will make him spend 100% of his time dedicated to the pursuit of power." "Well, I already know what will lead Kaido to feel that motivation," said the King of Demons while looking at Mikio with an amused smile. Mikio spoke, "Revenge. Revenge is the motivation that Son Kaido will use to become the most powerful being that will go beyond comprehension." With the death of one who is truly the most important to him, it will make Son Kaido much stronger, said the demon while looking at his king. Michikabura spoke. What sacrifice will we have to make our boy someone who lives for revenge? Asked the demon king to Mikio. Mikio said, we're going to kill Goku's youngest daughter with his human wife. Let's kill son Kiara, and with that, Kaido will become a warrior driven by revenge, said the demon while looking at his king, who now had a huge smile on his face, a smile that Mikio also had. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on the planet of the god of destruction, it was possible to see that in one of the rooms all the gods of destruction and their angels were gathered, and besides them, there was also Goku and Vegeta, all of whom had been summoned by Beerus a few minutes ago. Champa spoke. Beerus, why did you call all the gods of destruction and angels? We were all doing our jobs, so I hope he didn't call us for a dumb reason, spoke the god of destruction of the 6th universe to his twin brother. Vados said, was your job eating popcorn and watching those human sitcoms? Because if that was it, you were doing very well, Mr. Champa, said the angel of the 6th universe to her god of destruction, who was irritated by the angel's words. Vermouth spoke. Leaving Champa's idiocy and laziness aside, we would all like to know why you called and conveyed this meeting, and especially why these two Saiyans are here, said the god of destruction of the 11th universe, curious about why he and the other gods of destruction were called to the place and especially why Son Goku and Vegeta were there. Beerus said, I called you here today for an extremely important reason. Vegeta is here today because he will be the next god of destruction in this universe, and therefore I say that Vegeta deserved to participate in the meeting. Son Goku is here because the reason of the meeting has to do with him, and because of that I called him. A few hours ago I went to planet Earth, where I ended up meeting Son Kaido, the youngest son of Son Goku, with the angel of the 6th universe, Vados, being the first son of an angel with a mortal, said the god of destruction to all the listeners, who were surprised, some even shocked by the news that Vados, an angel, had a child with a mortal who is not even from her universe. Kusu said, Wait, Vados had a son with a mortal, and this mortal isn't even from the 6th universe? Said the angel of the 10th universe, surprised and in shock with the news. Vados said, Yes, I had a son with Son Goku because the fish in my universe had a vision where the 6th universe would be destroyed, and his hope would be the birth of a child among the strongest being in the 6th universe with the strongest mortal in the 7th universe. So I had a son to save the 6th universe, and in the future, my son will become the new god of the 6th universe. Now, what does this meeting have to do with my son, Beerus? Asked the woman in a more serious tone. Beerus said, When I went to Earth, I discovered a strange thing. Some human children died on the same day that Kaido started studying at school, and I discovered that son Kaido had defeated those same children that day. So I asked Whis to find out who was responsible for the death of those children, and as I had imagined, the person responsible for the deaths of the young woman was son Kaido. Whis showed them the images, as commanded the god of destruction to his angel. Whis, upon receiving orders from the god of destruction, placed his staff in the center of that location, and in the sphere at the top of the staff a hologram appeared showing several images, and in them were the entire trajectory of the little Saiyan, and when he killed all the children coldly as if it was unimportant or insignificant to him. Goku said, Kaido wouldn't do something like that, Beerus. He's not like that, said the Saiyan, manifesting himself on the spot. Beerus said, Really? Then explain to me what son Kaido told me when I confronted him earlier and he tried to attack me. Whis showed the conversation with Kaido and then showed the small battle between the two of us, ordered the god of destruction to his angel while surprising everyone by saying that he had faced Kaido earlier. Goku thought, so that's why Beerus arrived carrying Kaido earlier today, thought the Saiyan when he remembered that earlier the god of destruction had taken son Kaido to his house earlier at the time when Goku wasn't there. The hologram images changed and began to show the conversation between Beerus and Kaido, who admitted that he had killed a young boy because they pissed him off. Son Kaido had shown his indignation as having to act like a mortal, when he wasn't one and nor wanted to be. But what surprised everyone the most was the fact that Kaido managed to punch Beerus in the chin, which he admitted that it had hurt. Beerus spoke. Do you still think your son wouldn't kill someone because he just wanted to, Goku? Even though son Kaido is very young, he already has great power, and the more time passes, the stronger he will become. You are training him now, and Kaido hasn't even learned how to transform into a Super Saiyan yet. When Kaido becomes older and masters all of his techniques and transformations, including Superior Instinct, he will become a universal-level threat, and all universes could be in danger, said the god of destruction while looking at Goku, and at the other gods of destruction and their angels, who were already understanding the course of that conversation. Vados said, Where are you going with this, Beerus? asked the woman seriously to the god of destruction of the universe where her beloved Saiyan lived. Beerus spoke. Son Kaido is too dangerous to remain alive, so I propose before all the gods of destruction the death of Son Kaido. Announced the god of destruction to everyone present at the location. Vegeta thought. Unfortunately, Beerus is right. Kaido must be being influenced by the aggressive nature of his Saiyans, and he is still young. In the future, when Son Kaido is older, he will be able to defeat all the gods of destruction, and if he doubts even the angels also. And since Kaido is not an angel at all, he is not limited by the High Priest orders, so Kaido can kill whoever he wants and whenever he wants without getting weaker, or being punished by the High Priest. But I, as a Saiyan, who has already gone through this phase in my life, today am a good person, happy to have a family, and Kaido also deserves to have this opportunity to change, thought the Prince of Saiyans and future god of destruction of the 7th universe. Beerus spoke. Those who are in favor of my decision, raise your hand, said the god of destruction to all present in that place. And then one by one they started to raise their hand. The only ones who didn't raise their hands were Goku, Vados, Champa, and Vegeta. Everyone else, including Whis and Beerus, raised their hands. Beerus said, It seems that the decision has already been made, and as the god of destruction of this universe, I will go to planet Earth, and I will take the life of Son Kaido, said the god of destruction, turning to go. But Goku was already on his back. Goku said, I will not allow you to kill my son Beerus, and if I have to face you to prevent my son's death, I will. The Saiyan spoke seriously while facing the god of destruction. Beerus said, I will only say this once, Goku. Get out of my way, said the god of destruction as he began to release his energy of destruction. Goku said, and I will only say this once. Get away from my son, said the Saiyan, starting to release his own energy, activating the power of superior instinct in its incomplete version, just to show that he was serious. On planet Earth, home of Son Goku. Currently on planet Earth, a few minutes before the start of the meeting between the gods of destruction and their angels, it was possible to see Son Kaido getting up from his bed with a slight headache. He had now awakened from his fight with Beerus, in which he got knocked out. Kaido thought, damn, I was easily defeated by that god of destruction, and now he must have already told my father and my mother about me having killed those kids who were annoying me, thought the Saiyan as he went out of his bed and into the bedroom where Chi-Chi was sitting. Chi-Chi said, Why did you do that, Kaido? Why did you kill those young people? Asked the woman, still with her back to her son of consideration. Kaido said, Mother, they are mortal. I'm not like them and I never will be able to be. I hate all of this. Mostly, the fact that I can't without who I am. I can't go around with my wings on because these idiotic mortals would judge me. Like that time when I left and some humans saw my wings and started to throw stones at me. I hate it. I hate being who I'm not. I hate going to school because I need to go to school. I'm not even a human like them, said the boy, putting everything he felt out, thus releasing a large amount of energy. When Kaido stepped on the ground, he ended up making a big crack on the ground. Chi-Chi said, But what about me? I'm immortal. And you would do the same thing you did to those young people just because I pissed you off, Kaido? Asked the woman as she got up and stood in front of the boy. Kaido said, No, you and Kiara, I would never hurt you two. But I don't want to act like another person anymore. Look, I need some time to think, Mom. I'm going away for a while, said the boy, starting to walk away from the woman. Chi-Chi said, No, I won't let you go, said the woman, pulling the boy's arm, who by pure reflex ended up slapping the woman, causing her to be thrown against a wall because of the strength of the slap. Chi-Chi, even feeling pain where she was hit, put her hand on her head only to see a red liquid dripping. It was her own blood, and upon seeing that, Kaido looked at her hand for a second, and without saying anything else, he opened the door with force, put his wings out, and then left the place as quickly as possible, leaving Chi-Chi shocked by what had just happened. With that, we'll close today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes on the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you another day, guys.